Hey everybody, thank you for joining us on the TWNRGY Podcast.
Thank you very much.
What? I just wanted to give you guys some tips on where to find us. The main thing, well, obviously you found us if you're watching this, but...
you found us, thank you. We were lost for a little while.
Search, first one is YouTube. Go on YouTube and search TWNRGY, TWNRGY. And also do the same thing on Facebook, search TWNRGY. And then also we have a Patreon account. Or first off, we have an Instagram account. Do it for the gram, y'all. Gram it up. Grammy season's coming up. Yeah, folks. Get those grams.
Award-winning.
Likes, comments, whatever. But yeah, search for us on Instagram. Search TWNRGY. And then also, Patreon. We have a Patreon account. That website is www.patreon. And it'll be /TWNRGY. And on Patreon, you'll be able to see our videos, and you'll have an opportunity to contribute if you'd like, whether it's monthly or a one-time contribution. There is expenses that are factored into this, whether it's posting and other things of that sort. But if not, feel free to continue to watch us for free and enjoy the material that we put out. And Adam has some other information in regards to how you can find us.
All right. The other things you could do to find a place to, say, listen to us on is go on Apple iTunes, go on that search bar, type in TWNRGY, TWNRGY, and then our podcast will pop up. Also, the same for Spotify. Just type in our TWNRGY name. It'll come up. And then go on Stitcher. It'll come up and you'll find us. And you could download an app for Stitcher and Spotify on your phone. This way it makes it easy. You get there, you're on the go.
Yeah, if you have Apple, it's already on the phone, I believe.
Yeah, you already have the Apple iTunes app on there. So, yeah, Apple, Android, whatever you have,
what
download
your affiliation, just
whatever site you find yourself on. Download Stitcher or Spotify app. Type in TWNRGY and you'll find us.
And once you do find us on YouTube, if you could subscribe, that'd be amazing. It's just as good as contributing financially sometimes.
You can subscribe on iTunes as well.
Subscribe on iTunes.
Don't forget that.
Leave comments, leave suggestions.
We're open for it.
Open, ready for any suggestions and comments that you may have. Just let us know. We'll continue to bring information about health and wellness. And just want to say thanks again for listening to us. I'm Aaron.
And I'm Adam Fernandez.
With the TWNRGY Podcast. Love you guys. Take care.
Take care. Love you.
Hey everybody, my name is Aaron.
And I'm Adam Fernandez.
And we're here with the TWNRGY Podcast. Today we're going to do a little Oprah book review type situation.
Different books.
Different books. Nothing that
Not
Oprah,
the same.
Nothing that Oprah gives approval to. Maybe she does, maybe she doesn't. I just don't know. But today we're just going to talk about a couple books that both of us have liked as of recent and just want to share with everybody else. And maybe you can get some benefit from the books as well. If you want, you can kick it off.
Sure. I'm going to kind of do a little bit of reading on here, but the book...
Cool, you can read?
Yeah, I can read. That's how I read this book.
Oh, okay, so that's how you're doing a book review.
The name of the book is With Winning in Mind by Lonnie Bassman. The person, Lonnie Bassman, he's a Olympic shooter, and that's kind of why he kind of came up with his book, just some methods that he came up with in his journey to become an Olympic gold medalist. And in the kind of just a little bit about the book, or how he kind of got started in his whole journey. 1972 Olympics, he fell short of winning the gold. I don't remember what place he was in.
Maybe like second.
Possible. And at that point, he was determined to get a gold medal in the next Olympics or one after that, whenever he wanted to get a gold. So what he did, he went and interviewed the highest of the high people who were winning gold medals, whether it was in shooting or long jumping, whatever it may have been. He was going to interviewing people, seeing what their frame of mind was, why they were set apart from the rest of the people, and he kind of came up with this mind management system. And by the 1976 Olympics, he ended up winning the gold. And just kind of some of his...
Winner, chicken dinner.
Boom, he won it. He went after it, set that set that goal in his life.
Yeah.
And 4 years later, he ended up accomplishing that gold medal. And he just kind of talks about some of the stuff that he does. It doesn't give you everything. It's a program that he wants you to pay for elite athletes who are trying to get onto that next level. So the book tells you a good amount, but obviously it's something more fine-tuned. You pay this, that, and the other for more people who are trying to go on to that next level. But some of the stuff he talks about is writing a daily journal, not just journaling, oh, my day was this. It's like being very specific. Hey, I worked out and trained for 4 hours from 12 in the afternoon till 4 in the evening.
You get so specific about ammunition.
You're writing everything down, like what your average shot was, what your average this, what your average time, blah 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 blah, all the different things, whatever it happens to do with your sport or whatever you're trying to accomplish in that goal. And it's interesting to just kind of, you have to be very meticulous and keep yourself. You have to be honest with yourself.
And that's about everything in life. Be honest with yourself if you want to succeed. Yeah,
because if you're not, then you're not fooling anybody. You're not helping yourself in the long run to reach this goal. And just some of the other things he talks about is writing down your goals, but you want to write it down as though you've already accomplished it. Like, say for an Olympic swimmer, I ended up becoming a gold medalist. I'm the
champ. I'm the fastest person in the world.
Or you can even do like the ancillary races. I'm the world champ for the Pan American Games. I'm the world champ for this. I set the Olympic record.
And that's my medal. That's my medal.
But you have to like write these goals down as if they're your own. Even in your life, whatever you want to do. I own a home. I have a $1 million job. I work from home. I make my own hours. There's things that
do things I enjoy.
Yeah, because you're tricking your mind already into thinking, okay, I'm already doing this. So you're already kind of putting that mindset out there, and then the next point is to make it happen. And you're just kind of a contract to yourself to say, I'm doing these things. I need to make it happen because I'm writing it down, and then I got to take those steps in what I need to do to accomplish that. And that's part of all the journaling, like writing down the steps of figuring out like a game plan of what you need to do in order to accomplish that peak goal that you're looking for.
Yeah, and Adam and I have talked about it a million times. Like, contract yourself, writing things down. This kind of just solidifies a lot of the thought processes that we already had, and it's kind of awesome just to read this book.
Mm-hmm. And another thing he kind of talks about in here is visualization. Say for like a professional golfer, you close your eyes and run through, leading up to that final putt. You go, okay, I gotta have my stance this way. I see myself accomplishing on the green. I can feel the wind, this, that, and the other, and swing through and sinking that putt. You're doing these things. You can do it because maybe it's a bad weather day out there. You're not allowed to. You're not able to go outside and train, go golfing, whatever. Whether it's thunderstorms, whatever the case may be, you go and you train, and you can just do that in your mind, and that way you're still kind of practicing a bit.
Yeah.
But you're going through the motions in your mind. That way, when you get out there, you're on the greens. You don't have to sit there and think, okay, what's my stance? Where's my grip going to be? What's the weather? What's the wind like? You just go out there and make it happen, because you're not sitting there thinking all the individual things. You just kind of go through the motions where you're in a flow state.
And in the book, just kind of to confirm the meditation aspect of visualizing the processes to make that putt, to drive that car a certain way. They actually had science that showed that thinking of certain pleasurable thoughts stimulated the same areas of when you were actually receiving that pleasure. Whether you're eating something, they had people think about eating a piece of pie or whatever it was, and it stimulated the same regions in your mind just thinking of eating that pie.
Compared to actually eating a pie.
Yeah.
So like they kind of tested you both ways within like the different patches on your mind.
So scientifically, they even validated just thinking about whether it's something positive, a process, it stimulates the same regions of your brain that coincide with you actually doing the action, whether it's eating, it's playing, it's golfing, it's driving, it's racing, whatever that endeavor of yours is. It's just by going through those processes in your mind, you're really creating those pathways for success.
So all in all, I feel as though I've got a lot from this book, just kind of seeing the mentality of an Olympic shooter and just kind of incorporating some of that stuff into my life, whether it's writing down my personal goals and visualizing things that I need to do to accomplish those goals. So then I do that kind of on a daily basis and just try to incorporate that and just being the best person I could be, most successful, happy, and make others happy.
Same here, and I've read the same book, and I've gathered this.
What a shock.
Whoa, we read different books every once in a while. But I gathered the same from it. Like, I already was keeping a journal, but then I became more fine-tuned in my journal keeping and more just kind of more positive, more running through what I need to do to accomplish the goals that I want, and kind of maybe changing my meditation aspect a little bit based on some of the thought process and techniques from this book. And it's just, for me, it's beneficial, and I do see myself getting closer to my goals in life, which is just bring more happiness to myself and others around me. But it's a beneficial book. I would like to read more about his books, or even read more about the thought process of his process, because it's like, as Adam said, it's just kind of an overview. It gets a little fine-tuned, but they sell a program. He does personal teaching, so that's why they don't give away all their secrets to everyone.
Yeah, you gotta pay for it.
Pay to play. That's how it goes with these things. A lot of these individuals in their books got to make that money, I guess. But yeah. Anything else you want to drop knowledge on?
No, I just kind of encapsulated how I felt.
Cool. Well, I guess I'll jump on my book. All right, everybody. Just going to go over the book that I wanted to talk about, and it's called The Power of Habit. Didn't write down the name of the individual who wrote it, but look it up. The Power of Habit. It's an amazing book. I got a lot from it, just in regards to learning how I'm influenced, how I influence others. And the main aspect of the book in regards to habit is like a 3-step process that he breaks down, which is the cue, the reward, it's the cue, the routine, and then the reward. Like, hypothetically, if you're a smoker, you see a cigarette. Oh man, I want a cigarette. You see somebody else smoke, and you smell smoke, whatever. That's the cue. And then the reward is, oh man, I'm gonna
then the reward's the third thing.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
My bad. Cue is seeing a cigarette. And then the routine is getting that cigarette, lighting it, taking a couple puffs, whatever the case. So that's the routine. And then the reward is just the feeling, like the dopamine rush that you're getting, that sensation of happiness that you're getting from smoking that cigarette. So cue, seeing a cigarette. Routine, smoking the cigarette. And then the reward, just the happiness you get from smoking a cigarette, if you like cigarettes, and they're not the greatest for you. But anyways, he kind of breaks down that, whether it's food, whether it's advertising. One of them that he did was in regards to shampoo. Like, shampoo wasn't bubbly back in the day, but
toothpaste.
Well, that was another one I was going to get to too. But shampoo wasn't bubbly, but like, people just shampoo their hair, and then they created a bubbling agent to it. So you see the shampoo, and then the routine is that it's bubbling, so that becomes a routine, and then the reward is like, oh man, my hair is clean, it's all shiny, da 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 da. And another one, back in the 30s, toothpaste wasn't a big thing. A lot of people weren't buying it, and there was I think Pepsodent was the toothpaste company. I guess they were selling a lot in Asia, but they wanted to really make a scene out in the U.S. There had already been some established toothpaste companies, but they wanted to do their thing. And so they had this really well-established advertiser, and I think maybe he was a psychologist as well, started a campaign for them. I think their campaign was, the cue was having somebody run their tongue across their teeth, and you feel a film on your teeth. So
before you brush your teeth.
Before you brush your teeth. So like, oh man.
Dirty mouth.
My teeth are dirty because I feel this film on my teeth, where even after sometimes you brush your teeth, you may have a film. I don't know. But that was the cue. And then the routine is...
You need to brush better, I guess.
I know, dude. It's in a couple more minutes brushing my teeth.
If you have dirty teeth after brushing your teeth, brush them again.
Yeah, so the cue is putting your tongue across your teeth and filling that film. The routine is brushing your teeth on a regular basis. Or brushing your teeth. So you brush it, it starts bubbling. You kind of feel it maybe tingling, depending on what type of toothpaste you have, or you have that taste in your mouth. Like, oh, I love that bubblegum taste, brushing my teeth. That's the routine. And the reward is running your tongue across your teeth again, and then, oh man, they feel so shiny. Like maybe
Feels so smooth.
Like maybe they've been squeaking as my tongue runs across it. So that's the reward. So they created it because originally people didn't even know they needed to brush their teeth until that guy said, "Hey, when your tongue crossed your teeth, you'll feel that film." And point being, there's a lot of advertisers. Whether you see commercials on TV for food, Subway, McDonald's,
or deodorant, whatever, they try to make everything a daily routine for you to go out there and use the product and go buy more product.
And think about it. I think with like those sure, unsure, and the other, woo, someone like smelling the armpit, they're unsure. So when you're unsure, use sure, and you won't have BO anymore. You won't be stinky. You won't be sweating, whatever your issue is with your underpits. But like all these marketing companies create these habits for us to partake in on a daily basis, whether you're driving home and you see those billboards. They're
chewing a piece of gum.
Chewing a piece of gum.
Like, have fresh breath, right?
You like that Big Red, that cinnamon taste.
Big Red freshness.
I know. But for me, I hate Big Red.
I like it's decent.
Yeah, I'm just not a big fan of all that, like just kind of minty, cinnamony taste. It's just too, I don't know. And then it hits you real quick and it fades off in a moment. But then also some of the cues were in regards to social media, but they kind of touch base on texting. Like the cue is seeing that you have a little message. You see that little letter icon. And then the routine is opening it. And then the reward is, oh man, just the dopamine rush that you get from reading that, whether it's something from someone you love, something for somebody that you're talking to, whatever the case may be. It's just that equates to social media. Like you maybe see a notification from your Facebook, your Instagram, and you're like, oh man, that's a cue. And the routine is, oh, let me open it and see what so-and-so said about my picture. Oh, they liked it? Oh man, that's awesome. I got that reward, that dopamine rush. And so social media creates these habits to where you're constantly looking at your phone, constantly checking messages and talking on IG and Messenger. I fall victim to these same things.
Yeah, we all do.
I'm no different. But just this book has made me aware of how advertisers and how companies have created these habits for myself. And also Adam, I see what he does and he sees what I do and I know what I do. I see what my friends and family do. And these companies are creating these habits, whether we're going and getting, like, eating fresh. And there's somebody that we know that they thought that eat fresh motto at Subway means that it's healthy. Yeah, you're going
healthy, right?
You're eating fresh, you're eating a sandwich with veggies, right? And then they don't know that the breads, the sauces, all those other things that they put on there.
The meatball sandwich, freaking all the cheese and marinara, whatever.
And all the processed meats and the preservatives, like, but you're eating fresh, so it's healthy, right? People just equate these slogans, these advertisements, and they get these habits like, oh, I'm going to get healthy. I'm going to be like Jared and lose hundreds of pounds.
Well, the Kind bars are not a healthy bar, but they try to trick you with the name. It's called Kind. So this is healthy for you, but if you look at the sugar content, very high, and it is not a health food bar at all.
You're not being kind to yourself by eating this Kind bar.
They're tricking a lot of people.
They
taste good, and they're tricking a lot of people.
Yeah, and then one other cue that I saw was just for runners. Like they see their shoes, and that's the cue. Their routine is now they're going to go on a run, and the reward is kind of like that, like dopamine runner's high, that dopamine rush. Which that's a good habit to have because at least you're taking care of yourself and making yourself healthy in the process with that habit. But there was a golden rule that the book had.
Treat others the way you want to be treated.
that's a golden rule, but not the book's golden rule.
That's the golden rule.
It says the golden rule of habit change. You can't extinguish a habit, you can only change it. So hypothetically, I go back to the issue of smoking. Say that your cue is seeing a cigarette. That can still be your cue, but then have your routine be something different.
Maybe grabbing just a regular piece of gum, not a nicotine piece of gum, but a regular piece of gum. And then after that, you're like, oh, cool. I feel good. I got something when I saw something.
Yeah, something that's reasonable. So if you're at work, you can do it without having to go all overboard. Like instead of your routine now being, oh, I see a cigarette. That's a cue. Routine. Now I'm going to go on a run. You can't do that when you're in the middle of your shift. So like Adam said, chew some gum, have a drink of water, do something that's beneficial for yourself that gets you off. So you can't just get you off in a good way. But like the golden rule says, you can't extinguish a habit, You can only change it. So create a new habit for that routine when you get a cue for whatever it is. Like if you're hungry, have your cue not be what you're hungry for. Have something different, like nuts, water. Water helps to satiate your hunger a little bit. So change those cues or change those routines so you get a reward in a different way. And overall, in the long term, you'll have a healthier existence. There was also a monkey study that they did, or a study that they did with monkeys.
Primates, they prefer to be called.
Primates, mice, and humans. And you can, it was basically showing that you can create new cues. Because I think there was one test where they were giving a monkey orange juice or some sort of purple drink. I don't know what it was. And they, by showing them a picture, where they showed a picture of a banana, they showed a picture of an apple, and then they were just trying to exhibit a response from the monkey, and the routine was drinking juice, but then they changed it up, and then they would still show them those same pictures and maybe just give them water. And it's just, you can create those new routines within your habit loop to better yourself in the long run. And one thing it did touch base on, which I already knew, and I'm sure a lot of you already knew, is that small victories have great influence and have greater influence over the main victory itself. So these small victories hold a lot more weight than the final victory itself. But kind of think of it this way. The journey is more benefit.
And the journey's more important than the outcome.
Yeah, like people discredit the journey to get to where they are, but this is just saying that these small victories, these minor victories, are more important than the major victory. Yes, they lead you to that, but they're things that you can experience in the moment. Like, hey, I just didn't eat that McDonald's today. Man, that's an amazing victory. But your goal is to lose 50 pounds, whatever that is. But those small victories are amazing in the moment when you're feeling that, you're getting that dopamine rush because you just accomplished a small goal leading to the end goal. So those small victories far outweigh the large victories. And then this is something that we all know, but peer pressure can create habits depending on who you're hanging out with. Like you have friends that, oh, hey, let's go grab some fast food at lunch, or hey, let's go get a smoke on a smoking break. And so those individuals can create habits of you. Like you think the cue is hanging out with your friends. The routine is smoking. The reward is, oh man, I just hung out with my friends and I just smoked. Like create new, I'll say my overwhelming idea is to create new routines. You can't just get rid of habits. You have to create new habits in lieu of the habits that you're currently having in existence. So just an overview of the habit loop. It's the cue, it's the routine, and it's the reward. And it's just like a never-ending habit loop cycle. So, but for me, as I mentioned earlier, it opened my eyes to a lot of companies, a lot of food industries who are creating these habits for me, and I'm falling victim to these habits. And I've made it a point to change my ways and maybe even my influence on other individuals. Like maybe I don't want to tell somebody directly what to do, but I'll help create them new habit loops, and I'll be indirect and will be less overbearing about, in essence, teaching somebody lessons or kind of guiding someone towards the right path. But that's just me. But I love this book. It was amazing. I think Adam picked it. It was a good Adam pick. Great Adam pick.
Sure, I picked it, yeah.
So, but yeah, man, create new habits. It's easy once you get down to it. Was there anything that you wanted to add to this book?
No. I kind of talked about all the main points.
Did you enjoy it?
It was a good book, yeah. Just kind of just enlightening.
Do you feel you incorporate any of the things you learned from it, like on a daily basis or regularly?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I don't know if I incorporate things on a daily basis. I'm just aware of things when they come up in life. But I mean, I got more from the book that I kind of mentioned.
Yeah, same
that
here.
I incorporate in my life than that one. That book, Power Habit, just makes you aware of things when they come up. But it's a good book nonetheless.
And I just don't. My thing is, I don't think a lot of people are as aware of the influences that they experience on a daily basis. They kind of just think, "Oh, that's who I am. That's what I do." But people are influencing you, and be aware, be on guard. But all right, again, this is Aaron. This is Adam.
Oh, I'm Adam.
And I'm Aaron. We're just here with our little book review, TWNRGY Podcast. Thank you again for joining us.
Thanks for listening.
Love y'all.
Bye.